Time at Kentucky Proud Park. Mingione had him at the cliff the first time around, but KPP finally gets its day in the sun holding this big event. We had Ball State just lose to Kentucky. Currently, West Virginia and Indiana are playing to see who Kentucky will play on Saturday. But we're going to break down this game from the parking lot, the one we just watched where the Cats won 4-0. First shutout in history of Kentucky in the NCAA Tournament. Pretty proud of that. Kind of a close game till the end. They needed 3 in the 8th to push it to 4-0. They got the 1-run lead early on a Devin Burks home run in the 4th. But it was a pretty good day for the Cats. Got one out of the way. It was a close scare early on we had to worry about, but we got the W, Stephen.
Well, the first thing, when we first walked into the ballpark, we were just blown away by the fans. The energy was there, and they needed it in that top of the first. Runners at second and third, I think, 1 out. Good chance for Ball State right there to get the ball hits grass. It's 2-0, and you're playing from behind. And Kentucky's bats took a little bit, as you said, to warm up. You got that home run in the 4th inning. But again, the fans were into it. We were walking in actually in that top of the first, and we heard the loud pop of like the noise, the crowd noise, and I was like, "What? Somebody already hit one out of the park?" And no, it was that Kentucky got out of a first inning jam. Travis Smith, who pitched great all day long, got into some trouble there in the first inning. And it could have, you think about, Mingione talked about baseball being a game of inches. There's a line drive there that if it sneaks through the middle, it scores 2 runs, you're down 2-0. You lose this game, I mean, you still have one more you gotta lose before you get knocked out. But it changes the whole.
It sucks the energy out. We're talking about how exciting this is, and it takes that away in game 1.
Right, and so it's huge to get out of that inning, and the pitching was great, the defense was great, and overall, just the first tournament game that Kentucky's played in Kentucky Proud Park, that was pretty fun.
Long overdue, but we're glad it happened. For those of you who haven't been to a Kentucky baseball game yet, it's an amazing park over behind us. This is the football stadium. We got a safe distance from the NCAA. KPP's right here. But it doesn't have the best atmospheres at most games. We've been to a couple games this year, saw the opener against Evansville, not many people here. Last year, they beat #1 undefeated Tennessee, and sadly there was more orange here. So it was very unique and very excited to walk in and see an enthusiastic crowd. Just about every seat was full, kids running around, concession lines long. That's the way that ballpark should be, and I'm glad they're finally getting this weekend hosting the tournament. Like I said, Indiana and West Virginia are playing right now. We don't know who Kentucky will get. I will say both of those teams look very well rested. I don't know where they stayed last night, but they had to have gotten at least 8 hours of sleep. They look so well rested, I was jealous of them. But we'll let them settle out who Kentucky will get. But back to Kentucky, shortstop play was good.
Yeah.
The relief effort, talk about that. We heard in the press conference, Moore said, in the 8th I was gassed, but that crowd left him in the game and he got it done.
Yeah, Mingione brought that up as well. That's what I'm saying. That's what you're saying. Like, go out to the games. It makes an impact. As he said, these 18 to 24-year-olds or 26-year-olds, I don't know how old some of the guys are on the team.
Williams is 25, I think, Darren Williams.
Right. So it's big for them. And as you said, he was gassed. But what an outing from him. I mean, he goes 5 innings, gives up 0 hits. And the whole time he's pitching, Kentucky's up 1-0. I mean, the game could swing with one.
We never felt that good at 1-0.
No, but it was big to getting those insurance runs, obviously, and kind of take the pressure off of him a little bit. That maybe kind of helped him. I'll go back out to the 9th. I'll go ahead and finish this thing up. We're at 4-0. It's going to take a lot, to blow this one. But he was pitching with the idea that one swing of the bat and this thing is totally flipped. So incredible outing from the pitching. You mentioned the fielding also. Grant Smith, he made a lot of plays at short that were tough plays, and he made them look easy. There was one play, it's going to the 6th hole. He backhands it, throws. I mean, it's like letter high, like right. I mean, it's right on the money. I'm wide. We were at the first base right behind the first base dugout, and I'm like, that throw is right on the money. They made several good plays. There was a 4-3 unassisted double play they had in one of the later innings, and I thought that throw was way too low. Nope, first baseman, beautiful scoop. They go to the dugout. They get out of the inning. Really, you want the bats to wake up a little bit, but other than that, it's kind of hard to find a lot of negatives from this game. They faced Ball State's best pitcher. That kid was on fire. Sometimes that's what happens. That's baseball. I mean, one guy can make a difference. He goes out there and throws like he did, and like Travis Smith did. And again, one more thing about Travis Smith.
Coach, you can come on through. It's fine.
Yeah.
We're an amateur operation.
Yeah, we're good.
Say hi.
No, you're good. Coach Mingione said, Travis Smith, this was your midweek starter, and now he's coming out. He's given the ball to start out the NCAA tournament in the first round, and the kid delivered.
Also, talking about pitching, Only used 2 guys. I mean, Mingione said, you know, they have plenty to use, and to get out of the first game only using 2 with, in theory, a big weekend ahead is big. And we didn't get to hear from the shortstop Smith who you bring up, but Mingione was like, he's as good as I've ever had at shortstop. Named some gold glovers he's had. He said he's right there with them. His ceiling is as high as anyone's. Obviously, you mentioned specific plays, but a great game from Smith. Expecting more out of him. It was just, everything was so fun for UK. Yeah. Especially, I'll just say it, after all this damn dorm nonsense, I'll say it for UK because they can't. Everybody shut up about your sleeping arrangements. The baseball's fun. We sat next to the Ball State crowd. I actually like Ball State. I'm going to say it. Their coach, he was awesome. He tweeted a picture from the dorm, said, thank you, UK. Their fans were appreciative. Yeah. I hope they win the rest of the way when they're not playing Kentucky. But just overall, Lexington got it done today in Game 1. The Kentucky Wildcats got it done in Game 1. Nick Mingione and his boys are playing on. We don't know who they will get. Do you have a preference on Indiana versus West Virginia as they play this out?
I mean, I guess I'm going to be like everybody else and say you'd rather play Indiana. But
do have a big win on Indiana already this year in this building.
Right. So, you know, you could run that back again and move on into Sunday. And it would be nice to just win 3 games and just get out, go to Baton Rouge and see what happens. You know,
that maybe not Baton Rouge. Let's hope they lose too.
Oh, well, yeah. Yeah, you're right. I'm getting a little ahead of myself. I'm already assuming the next round would be LSU. I mean, just the way they played this year, it's kind of hard to imagine that they won't come out of that region, but hey, it's the NCAA tournament. Crazy things have happened. I will say this, one more thing before we wrap it up, is that was the first press conference I sat in with Coach Mingione, and you can really see why he's such a likable guy. Oh, yeah. I mean, you know, I'm biased. I'm a Kentucky fan, you know, but I don't cover the baseball team like Daniel Hager does, and so I don't get to really hear from him very much. Really good guy. What stuck out for me is that his players were saying, I wanted to throw well today for Coach. I've been around other press conferences. Players don't talk like that.
No, it was very fair. That was my first Mingione press conference too. Shout out to Daniel Hager. You covered every game this season. I covered 0 of them. This was your assignment, and you had an obligation, and I got to fill in. So, Daniel, I hope you're enjoying your time away. I hope Kentucky plays long enough you get this spot back. But thank you for letting me have it today. But you're right, Nick Mingione, just very personable. I don't know, just the back and forth with the media. It was good hearing from him. That's no shocker to anyone who listens to KSR. He's a great guy. I'm glad, as we said, he's finally getting this day in Kentucky Proud Park because that stadium needed today, and whatever happens the rest of the weekend will hopefully be good. For now, I guess Steve and I will sign off. More baseball tomorrow. If you can get out here, try. I believe it's sold out. I'm not going to tell you to sneak in, but you got to get over here. It's a great time. Food trucks. We saw our friends from Daughter's Southern Food Truck, a local joint. I don't know if you've heard of it. I had an amazing bologna sandwich.
How was it?
It was very good. That was not a paid ad. It was a great bologna sandwich. Of course, they got the beer flowing in there if you're into that. It's just a great time, and hopefully Kentucky keeps it going. So we'll sign off for now. We'll be back tomorrow if they do it again against either Indiana or West Virginia, 2 teams that really love their Marriott reward points. We wish the best to both of them. But for now, it's Go Cats. We're 1-0 and moving on in the NCAA Tournament from the Lexington Regional.